King of glory, I bless you. With my life, I bless you. Lord, your throne is forever and ever. If my only hope is your great name, then it is certain that there'll be no shame. Lord, forever and ever, you remain God. You have won it all for me. You have won it all for me. Victory, victory, I'm open doors. Namerio, according to your word, I'm open doors. I'm singing my song of praise. I'm open doors. Namerio, according to your word, I'm open doors. Receive my praise today. I get it, but more you turned it. What was meant to bring shame, you turned it. King standing tall, you white peace, you change it for your glory. Hey, for you have paid it all for me. Oh, you have paid it all for me. Victory, victory, I'm open doors. According to your word, I'm open doors. I'm singing my song of praise. Suddenly, I'm open doors. Receive my praise today. Forever and a day. Jesus, the Son of God, this grateful heart of mine will never sing your praise. Forever and a day. Jesus, the Son of God, this grateful heart of mine will never sing your praise. Actually, walking up from my good no matter the matter, turn it around, around, around. Victory, victory, I'm open doors. Namerio, according to your word, I'm open doors. I'm singing my song of praise. I'm open doors. Namerio, according to your word, is working out for my good, for my good, for my
Family Chat is brought to you by African Church Empowerment Ministries, Bethany Convention Center, in partnership with Grace Pentecostal Ministries and Hands of Grace Nursery and Daycare School.
We welcome you again to our family chat, and we are looking at the second part of the man in this family institution, the person of the man. Let's look at that person of the father, looking at his character. Still, we refer to the character of God. God, whatever he tells us to do, he plays that role first. He gives example. If he's loving, he loves. If he's forgiving, he forgives. If he's merciful, he shows mercy. So, and that's what we teach people in the church. Collect everything to fit the character of God. So even in the family institution, the character of the man plays a big role.
Yeah.
That's why we have to be shaped. That's why we should be careful, first of all, to provide an environment where the children will learn from their father, shaping them. Because when they have grown, they don't have a lot of trouble with people and other institutions. So that place of character is, we have to work on our character. And for those who are Christians, the Word of God and the Holy Spirit help us to work on our character, to transform, to change from that wicked and I don't care, selfish character of a fallen man to a restored man to God who imitates the character of God or imitates Christ in life, so that he forms this sweet and good character where these people come and fit in the wife and the children as they come in, fit in that well-prepared person.
The face as a mirror. If you want to see how beautiful you are, you look at the mirror. And so I want to say that if you want to see who you are, and as a father, look at your children. Because that's what they become.
Yeah.
You know, what you are is what they become. They will not become anybody else. Even if the neighbor is so good, but, you know, they will not become like the neighbor.
Like the neighbor.
They may like some things about the neighbor, but they are going to reproduce
their
who you
father.
are.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that will be your pride.
Yeah.
Apart from he walks like the father, he laughs like the father.
The physical.
Yeah, but they should also say he's just like the father in his character.
He's
You know, he's
good.
kind, he's good, he's jolly, he's a man of the people or something. Those qualities there. You know, and so character is very key. You know, today, I think I read somewhere where this boy said, I was tortured by my mother tortured my father, and my sister, then the girls I dated tortured me, and so I decided I don't want women. Let me marry another man, you know.
See?
And so I remember commenting and said, you know, what I heard sometime, that the worst example for a child is a bad adult.
Yes.
You know,
Who
a
is
bad
always
adult.
around them.
Yeah, someone who is an adult who shows the children bad example. You know, is the worst example, because children adore adults, and children adore their father. You know, that's the first hero in their life.
Yeah.
But if the father becomes a bad example, that's the worst thing that can happen to them. You know, so character plays a role. So if you want to see who you are, look at your children. Or if you want your children to be good children or to be good people, then you change your character to
Yes.
produce those good people.
Yeah.
You know, because they will reproduce you. Yeah, definitely they will reproduce who you are, because they are watching you every day, and I think it's joy.
Yeah.
It's joy. The greatest moment for me as my father is when my only son keeps on saying, "You are my hero." You know, and he calls me boss. He calls me, he calls my friend. He calls me, you know. So I feel if he can be comfortable with me,
Yes.
that means that I'm good to him. You know. So character is very. It's said that that your gifts and talents and positions will raise you up,
Yes.
but it's your character that
Keep
keeps
you
you up
there.
there. You know, if you don't have character, you cannot stay up. You know, and so others have put it, the higher the monkey goes, the more he exposes himself, and so the more your children grow. It's a reverse. The more they grow, they see you
They see you.
more and more. And what kind of a man will they see? And especially for the girl child, you are the kind of husband they would want to
Yes.
marry. You are showing them what marriage is
Yes.
in the way you treat your wife, their mother.
Their mother.
You know, and we'll talk about that when we come to love. But the character really is very key. You know, what kind of person are you? And they say, especially when you're alone. nobody is seeing you.
Yes.
Do you behave the same? So character plays a big role. There was nothing hidden about God to Jesus. He knew the Father completely, and the Father knew the Son completely. There was nothing hidden, so it's all transparent and true when it comes to even hard times. The Son can say, because of my Father.
Yes.
Huh? Because of my Father, I will not do this. Yes. Because of my Father, I will not do this. Because of my parents, I will not do this.
I keep telling people, my father, I was only 10 by the time he died, but the time I started understanding from 5, 6, 7, I enjoyed the way they lived, my father and my mother. So when I saw people beating their wives and I didn't see my father beat my mother, when I was growing, I had that in mind that I'll never beat my wife. Imagine, that is way before I even thought of marriage. But that thing impacted me. So that character builds a lot, determines how our children will be.
The other thing we want to talk about, Pastor, on the person of the Father is the content of his mind. Content is of that. His knowledge.
What is embedded in
him. I know that you don't need to go to school to be a father, but I tell you, it takes a lot of schooling.
Yes.
To stay a father.
Both formal and informal.
Both formal and informal.
Yes.
That you must know. You must have knowledge.
Yes.
Knowledge about life, knowledge so that you can advise your children. You must be ahead of them. Yes, you didn't go to school. Maybe your parents didn't send you to school, or maybe your parents didn't educate you much. But that does not stop you from desiring to know things, how things work, where things work, and what works best.
Yes.
The children will need you, a father who has knowledge. And once they realize that there is knowledge that comes from education, my father doesn't have that because he only ended up in this class. They will understand.
Yes.
But about life,
they know
you better know, because there's nobody has a school.
Yes.
About marriage, as you treat them, there is nowhere. So parents, you need to study. You need to learn.
Yes.
Anything that you can help you to know more, is better. And especially those of us who want to educate children, we must educate ourselves also. Not that we can debate with them, but for sure it'll be good for a child to come back from school asking a question and you can also answer.
Yes.
And help them. The best is he or she asks from you than asking from another person who may give them a wrong answer. Or a wrong view of the question or what they're asking for. So there is a need to increase your content, to sharpen your mind so that you can understand. Of course, now generations change. Now we're in the .com era. Yes. Are you going to say completely now I'm going to surrender? I think I want to encourage some of you, and those who can learn some computer, also learn so that you understand what the child is also understanding.
Yes. And if God has helped you to educate your child and has got opportunity, has gone to the US, he now works and lives there, he wants to communicate with you on regular basis. How are you going to
do it? So
the phone may be so difficult, or he might even buy you a smartphone and say, let my father also have this. Then you are not able to
acquire some knowledge, and increase the knowledge. Of course, comes by reading, but also comes by interacting with people. People who have got a better experience than you. Because iron sharpens iron. Be with men who are big families, men who seems to be successful families. Yes. Because they learn from them, be around them, see how they do it. Increase knowledge. Travel, for example.
Yes.
Travel, if you can afford it. You travel. And so that your knowledge base increases.
That also involves skills.
Yeah.
Like if we put school aside, our fathers had skills of hunting. Yeah. They had skills of plowing. Yeah. All those and they passed on to us. My father passed on to me skills of plowing, of repairing things.
Yeah.
I can repair things in the house.
Yeah.
He was not a physician or a technical person, but he had some skills of putting things. The saucepan has started leaking.
Yeah.
And he knew how
Yeah,
to fix
fix
it,
it.
and I learned it, and I can fix. So if you have one which is leaking, look out for me.
Yeah.
I can fix it for you. So we have to pass on skills to our children.
I remember, Pastor, my mother used to sew clothes. So I watched her sew, how she loops the needle.
Loops, yeah.
Yeah, one that stays longer, and the others that you do
That
like this
go
for
very
quick,
fast,
quick.
those ones.
But those that stay. So I learned, and you know how I survived. I would get some of my cousins, my uncles throw a t-shirt, a shirt, torn. I get that one, I stitch
And
it
you
back,
stitch.
and I put it back. You know, I remember doing that. You know, so those kind of skills, they can help you with survival. You know. The other thing we want to talk about, the father, the place, and the person of the father, is the physical,
Yes.
care. Yeah, grooming.
Grooming.
How should he appear? Yeah, you know, the physical care means he needs to be well presentable guy. You know, a father needs to be an icon in the home. He needs to be a celebrity.
Yes.
Dresses smart. You know, make sure his shirt is clean.
Yeah.
Doesn't have a collar.
He may have a few,
He
but
might
they
have
are
a few.
clean.
Yeah. It might not afford expensive shoe, but it needs to have. In this modern day and age, you can't measure temperature again like it used to be when you started. Now you can at least also afford some plastic shoe or some of these things that you know, physical care. You know, and of course in marriage we talk about physical care even more, because bathing and how smell can affect your relationship with your wife, and you know, making sure your mouth is always fresh and things like that. But I guess even as a family head,
Yes.
you need to be an example of well caring man, where you sleep, the house you sleep, the where you sit, you know, the chairs. Talk about skills for repair. You know,
make things.
you know, you make sure the tidiness of the compound. You know, your home. All those things are the responsibility of the man to oversee. That where are my children sleeping? Where are we sleep? What kind of is the roof leaking? You know, all that is to be care, so that you come out of that house and you dress like your home looks.
Yes.
Because there are some people, they are smart in the market, but very dirty at home.
And no wonder we used to have this a lot, especially when students would reach secondary and university.
Yeah.
When a father comes, they'll say, that old man is just in our village there. He's not my father. My father must have sent him. I would deny. I say, I don't know that person, because of their physical appearance.
Yeah.
It is not a good thing for a child to do, but at the same time, he feels ashamed and say, he's my father.
Yeah.
But he's not presenting himself.
These are little things, but they matter to children, for example, even to wives. You, the man, it should be the pride for them to introduce you before their friends. Before their friends, as they look at that, my dad is there, you know, and it begins. It show me you. They say don't judge the book by the cover, but the cover is all I have. See? So before I read the book, I look at the cover. You know, so it's very important to have a good cover too. You know, as much as we have talked about character as being the content of the person, but even the container.
Should be considered.
It is considered and looking good, and try your best. You know, sometimes men give up. I was one time in that place where I said, I don't have enough money. I had torn backpacks here, no poor shoe, and some lady says, try your best to be smart. Try your best to look like you have money, so that when you borrow 1,000, someone readily gives you 1,000
Yes,
because
because
say,
he
this
knows
person,
the
I think, is
responsible
worth
person.
more than 1,000. If he says he gives back, he will give it back because. But if you got tattered, nobody would appreciate it. So it's really grooming and physical care is also is part of the person of the father. You know, so we're talking about the character of the father, his content, the knowledge base of the father to be increased, to be grown, and his physical care. You know, the nails are cut, the hair is groomed, and is smart, and you know, he is presentable, and even though he may be his 1,000 shirt, but it's clean.
Yes.
You know, we're not talking about you must have a suit or what, but just be smart, clean, you know, those kind of things.